Hey, this is Rick Kasalj, injury specialist from exercisesforinjuries.com. In today's video, what I want to go through are 4 easy psoas stretches. Now, Alex is going to go through all of them. She'll show you the first one, and I'll go through things in detail. Good. So the first one is prone leg back. So how this one works is you're lying down on your stomach. You can see that Alex has her arms overhead and resting her head in her hands so that her neck's in a really good position. Then she is contracting her glutes and hamstrings and lifting her leg up. And what that does is stretch out that psoas, which is in the front of the hip. She's going to come back down, and then she's going to switch sides. Good. Now, looking at the sets, reps, time, and intensity for this one, sets are 1, repetition would be 5 on each side, so alternating back and forth. Time, smooth controlled movement with a good stop at the top position. Intensity for this one is light, and the purpose of this is to target the psoas muscle. Perfect. So that's the first stretch. Now, moving on to the second stretch, we're going to bring the foam roller into it. There we go. So that is the end position of the stretch. And how this one breaks down, similar starting position as the exercise before. You're lying down on your stomach, arms are overhead, you're resting your head in your hands, so your neck is in a good position. You're relaxed in the upper body. Legs are underneath the hips, and then you're going to take a foam roller and you're going to place it just above the knee so it is extending the hip, and that extension of the hip will lead to stretching in the front of the hip, targeting the psoas muscle. Now, when it relates to the foam roller here, this is a 3-foot foam roller, but you can get away with a 1-foot foam roller, and with these foam rollers you can pretty much find them at any department store or online. Now, looking at the sets, reps, time, and intensity for this one, so the sets would be 1, repetitions would be 2, so you would alternate back and forth, and the length of time, the time that you're holding the stretch for is 5 seconds. So Alex has been doing this longer than 5 seconds, but I just didn't want to move the foam roller over to the other side because you probably wouldn't see how the position that she is in for the stretch. So we talked about the sets, reps, time, the intensity for this, it's a static stretch, so we're looking at light. Okay, now moving on to the third stretch. So we move off the mat, we're moving into standing. We don't need the foam roller. There we go. So it's a lunge stretch. And how this one works, and that's the end position that Alex was in. So how this one works is you can either take a step forward or a step back, whichever you'd like. Okay, and so with the front leg, both toes are pointing straight ahead. You're flat in the front leg, front knee is bent, you're bent in the hip. You brought the back leg back, you're on the ball of the foot, slightly bent in the knee, and you're looking at bringing that leg back. Now, you're tightening the abdominal area, tightening the glutes and bringing the hips forward, and you're looking for a stretch in that front of the hip area, and you're going to hold this end position. Now, looking at the sets, reps, time, and intensity for this, sets would be 1, repetitions would be 2, so you would alternate back and forth, just like Alex is doing. You're going to hold that end position for 20 seconds. The intensity is light, and the purpose of this stretch is to kind of target that psoas muscle. And as you can kind of see, with each of the exercises, we're kind of getting more and more challenging and more targeting that psoas muscle. Perfect. Now, moving on to the fourth and final exercise. Perfect. So with this one, it's reverse lunge with overhead reach. Good. So how it breaks down, you're in standing, you're going to take a big step back, you're going to bring that back knee to the ground. As you're bringing the knee to the ground, you bring the arms overhead, and then you would hold that position, and you'd hold that position for 20 seconds. So Alex, I'll get you to step up and we'll switch to the other side so then people can see what area we're targeting. So taking that big step back, bringing the knee to the ground, bring the arms overhead. And then she can tighten up the abdominal areas and tighten up the glutes and the hamstrings and bring the hips forward in order to really target that psoas. And then the arms overhead increase the leverage in order to target that psoas muscle more. Perfect. Now looking at the sets, reps, time, and intensity for this one, sets would be 1, repetitions would be 2, time would be 20 seconds, intensity is light, and the purpose of the exercise is really to target that psoas muscle. So there you go. Give those 4 psoas stretches a go. Pick the one that targets you the best. You know, if it's the first one or the 4th one, but all of them are effective and will help you stretch out your psoas. So if you are looking for, if you have any, hip pain or hip tightness, then I have a free report for you. All you have to do is click right here. Click right here. Let me know where to send you that free report. It's called 5 Tips and Tricks That Fight Hip Pain and Tightness. Just click right here. Let me know where to send you the report. Now, if you got benefit from this video, make sure to like this video. If you have a question or comment for me, you can leave it down below in the comments section. And lastly, hit subscribe to get future pain relieving videos.